Boom. This is the first of the podcast. Welcome everybody. It's called Creating Castles. We're going to get crazy with it. We're going to have some fun. It's the start of many. And we got Lexi Shanley here on the channel.
What's good?
We just released our track, Get Out of My Way. It has been a vibe. We've made it a long time ago, I'd say. It's been about 2 years. So, yeah, we wanted to talk about it with everyone. And that's pretty much it. So we'll get right into it. But Lexi, what day did we, how long ago did we record it?
Must have been almost 3 years ago. Am I wrong? I think
2 years ago.
This was March of 2021 or 2020.
I think 2021.
2021. Yeah, I feel like we hadn't seen each other in so long. And then I don't think either of us knew that day going in what we were going to do. But we ended up chatting and then just freestyling and just recording a bunch of emotional nonsense until I don't even know how we landed on Get Out of My Way.
I remember what I wanted was, I was trying to just learn as much vocal stuff as I can. And I remember just Billie Eilish Ocean Eyes was like, okay, how does she stack? How does Phineas stack? How did they do that? So I remember I watched that the day before and then just kind of wanted to copy that and figure out the panning, left, right, and just like see how it goes. And then we did the original, which was, we did the first verse all in one day. It was a track. The bass behind it was a track that I actually like sang on myself. Just, I forgot how it went, but I was like, all right, let's just start this out. I remember I watched, everything I learned has always been through like YouTube videos, but I remember also Flume was talking about how he like makes these super simple beats, just like kick snares and whatever, and maybe some chords, and like leaves it at that, and then does recording sessions and then strips that completely, and then makes a complete other track around that like glue. So I remember that I was like, okay, let's try that. And so I think I like sat on it. We really liked it. I tried to vamp it up as I'm like trying to just like figure out my sound. And then, yeah, I think we like left. What I did was like, we liked it. And then kind of like left it because I felt like I was like, all right, this is cool. I don't know if I want to do like, kind of like this like grungy. Well, for that, it was actually just super gorgeous, which they haven't heard yet. But I don't know if it was like what I wanted to go for right then, but I like was stoked on learning how to record vocals.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think after that, we just left it. And then for a year. And that's pretty much it. I remember I hit you back and I was like, I don't know yet if I'm feeling it, and I think you were just like, whatever you want to do, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, we left the session and then I went home and wrote verse 2 and then we recorded that and then recorded all the stacks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you sat on it for a while.
I sat on it, and
I was always keen on it because
I sat on it. I didn't know what I wanted. I was just trying to like produce as much as I can, and then we came in after a year later and we wrote another track, which we'll talk later about. But we wrote another track, and I think
actually, that one's funny because I had that hook idea before I even came to the session, and then we had the session and you played these chords that were insane. Georgie, sorry.
Oh, good.
You played these chords that were insane, and
that was fresh from the start. That one was cool, but that was fresh from the start.
Yeah, and that just came out.
That one just came out right away. I think that one was the first time where I was like, holy shit, like this kind of has that a really emotional side of what I wanted. And then boom, like I kind of left, try to do as much as I can. And during that time, I'm like trying to produce, trying to figure out what I want, learning better, you know, this and that. And then drumming, like drums, whatever, and just trying to become like the best. And then like I kind of just, yeah, I remember I was like, I always had the track or Get Out of My Way on SoundCloud. So I'd always like go back and then listen to it, every month or whatever. And then I kind of like had this epiphany. I remember I was like just going through my SoundCloud at my house with some friends, and I just came back. I was like, this shit's fire. Like a year and a half later from then, it's like this shit's fire. I need to like learn what I just learned in production in the year and a half, and I need to revamp it up because I really want to play it I want to play it on on the DJ system. I also want to play it live. I want to do that, and that was like something I felt close to me. Like I was like, okay, I really want to do that. So I revamped it the fuck up, made this like grungy ass bass line. I literally just was like started throwing some plugins, internal plugins, wasn't even crazy plugins on it, and I was like, this shit's fire. And then I remember I was like trying to figure out the drums, and that took a month or whatever. And then, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like the mind of like all music I liked in that the 2 years, which was like Billie Eilish vocal stacks. I remember I was like super stoked on Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly with like their drums, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I love like Lay Youth, Lane 8, and that arpeggiation at the end of it. I was like, I want to feel this like progressive house, arpeggiated electronic side of me. And so I just found myself putting all those together in one. And then we were recorded at 146 beats per minute, which is, I just like, I guess when we first recorded, I wasn't like really thinking. It was just like, recording whatever 146 divided by 2 is, which it should have been at. But yeah, and then I just started putting drums to it, and then I just like realized that to me it was like this like little bop, grunge bop, that I kind of was like, this is kind of vibes. I
I
fuck
will
with
say
it.
it from kind of like what was a very almost ethereal, emotional, vocal focused track into kind of like this grungy EDM bop, heart
Yeah,
less
it's
empowering bop. And it was cool to see the progression of kind of that, but then cool to go back to where we started the day we did it and re-access those emotions from where I, found that get out of my way feeling.
yeah. Where did that come from? Because like I remember we were sitting and we were just kind of like deciding like what would we want. And I remember I was just like, I would close my eyes and I was like, I see a couple in a New York City apartment. The girl I felt like was like, from what I remember, I was like, a girl was like a chef, and the guy like was just person on Wall Street trying to make making a lot of money. Um, and over those years of coming in and out of the house and 9 to 5s, like she finally broke and she was just like, get out of my way, I need to go do my thing. And I think that's how I kind of was picturing it, but I wasn't the one who wrote it, so you have to kind of tell me what your kind of thought was behind it, because that's just my imagination. That worked.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I think it's just like it can be one or two things. It can mean more so on a broad level, like anyone who knows their worth enough to know that they don't want to let anyone get in their way or anything get in their way, and that they've got too much to do to kind of let something get in their way. But also just someone that you wants you to be someone that you're not, and you're
Yeah.
like, what you want, like, is nothing I've ever had. And I think it's powerful to be like, this is who I am and I like it and move.
Yeah. And my mind too was like that other whoever that other person was, like it could be, I didn't think of intention as being mean. It was always just like I don't know, just, and I feel like this is with a lot of people, like it's just always a regular thing, and sometimes you need that push, and just over time, yeah, just kind of like just a lot, and you kind of just break out, and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna go do me, because I have these things that I need to get done, and I'm not gonna stop for anyone. So get the f out of my way, and I think that was really cool. I think the big thing too, because when I was writing it up with PR, a cool thought I said was like, you know, you're writing your heart out, but then I made it so you're writing your heart out at like this 146 BPM in between these bass riffs. So it's like something that's very difficult. I made it really to do, to like, you're just like, it's like dun 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 dun, and you're just like hitting these things, like, you know, these lines like a rapper, like a bum
Yeah.
bum 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 bum, and it's like, you know, you're it's like a machine, a fast machine, and you're just like hitting him, hitting him, hitting him, hitting him. So I think pouring your heart out in this grungy rock bass driven electronic toned back electro, but this, yeah, bass heavy grunge bass driven piece was kind of crazy to me. I was like, I didn't know how to think. It was kind of weird. I don't know if I was like, and then I was like, this is kind of like new shit. Like, this is kind of some weird, cool bop. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
I
how I
think
felt.
it shows how both of us have grown as artists. Because last time we worked together, it was for When Are We in college. And I think since then, like I have never kind of like sang, rapped in a way that's like, get the fuck out of my way on a track.
Yeah,
And you've never kind of experimented with the grungy style that this song is, or like experimented with having a song and then filling in those blanks where that bass line hits so nicely into
yeah,
the verses. I think that it shows a nice way that you've grown and I've grown as an artist.
yeah. I'm excited. So weird. I was for so long. I was like, I don't know. This is so weird, and just in my heart, I was like, all right, well, this is the most organic song. Everything there is done by me. Like, so I was like, I mean, as much other music as I have or have made, I was like, this should be the first one, because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I feel like I've made hundreds of songs after that, and then it's just so funny to go back, you know, 2 years into your box and just be like, damn, let's grab this one and take it to the next level. But yeah, I'm super stoked on it, and we've been getting some good stuff, and the video was cool. We'll get a little into that too. The video was a vibe. We had, so for the first, I was actually going to be doing a video with my VHS. I was actually just going to go to the like little bars or whatever around, have some fun, and just kind of like put a middle finger up. And I'm just going to tell everyone to get out of my way and put a middle finger up and make it like that. And then Mark Keiser, the owner of Keiser Clark, who I'm, you know, now in affiliation with the company. So he was like, you know, I think with the new collection, I think this would be really cool to add into it. You know, it's kind of like that, like love scene that you know, we can make out of it. And so we're like, let's just do it. Let's have some fun with it. Let's not make it too crazy. So I got my two good friends, Matt and Alex, to bring on the project, which is I'm super stoked for. They really helped out, and we went crazy. I just was like, I hit up Ryan from Lo Ciento, you know, asking him about locations, and possibly, you know, seeing what it's, you know, if you would be down to have the alcohol in the video. And I wasn't really thinking like what or if, and you know, he was super cool about it. He got me in contact with Adir, which is the owner of the Victorian, and then within like 5 days, because I was like, realistically, I'm like, need to get it done, but they're both so nice, so cool. Adir opened up that downstairs basement with open hands, and I just was like, we don't have like, you know, we're not gonna go crazy and pay for a bunch of actors to have like on an acting day. I was like, I just have to invite as many friends as I can and just have a good time and see who's there. to support. And so I just like hit up as many people as I can. I think we had like 35, 40 people come out, which I was super stoked for. And then we kind of just had like a vibe, a little party. We had the DJ set going, and we had like this little vibe. We set it up and we got it done. And I think that was so crazy. It felt so loving to have all the people, everyone there to come support. It's been, I mean, you always are in like this little hole of like needing to work on Keiser Clark and needing to work on music that like sometimes it's like sometimes you don't know, are they still my friend? I don't really know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But you kind of just gotta go out and you're just like, I'm gonna hit everyone. I don't even flinch on who can make it or who can't, and whoever can or who tried. I'm super thankful for, and I think that just like shows the people coming together, and that's also why I love this whole industry with fashion and music, because it's just the thing you build and you bring people together. You build and you bring people together for some big art form, and that was exactly that. You came in, we didn't like really have a script or anything. We did and didn't. I mean, Matt and Alex had a script for the two actors, but like
Yeah.
for like me and you or whatever it is, like because we were trying to get the story out, but we didn't really have too much of a script. We're just like shoot here, shoot there, but I think it came out good because it's really raw, and everyone there is like there to support and have fun, and it's not like you're giving everyone just like a lot of money to be there and for 8 hours and do this and do that. It's like everyone was feeling pretty natural, and so that happened. And then yeah, we got the video together, and then yeah, now we released it, and it was a crazy vibe. What do you think of the shoot day?
But it was awesome. I thought, yeah, I loved everyone who came out. I felt like it was super organic. It was a fun environment. The way it was set up was so well done by you
Yeah,
guys. And after a few shots of tequila, I mean, how could you help yourself but
yeah, it
to
was a vibe.
absolutely,
It was a vibe.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. We called the Electrica Primula, Mark called it Love Lust, and Dance on the Dance Floor, or
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak on the Dance Floor. And I think it's so cool to have the whole collection like in real time with real people having like kind of real dance party. And I think that's like,
Yeah.
you can't really make that up. But
Heartbreak
yeah,
bit for sure.
yeah, and it was super. I don't know. It was a great time, and kind of collaborating with uh, both the brands, myself as a music brand and fashion brand that I'm a part of. Like it was super cool to just collaborate internally and have the collection be a part of it. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just I don't know. I always tell myself like, all right, what do people do? It's like, okay, they'll do music videos, and then how can I do a little bit different? It's like, okay, I'll do all the collection. Let's bring that, let's get that done. But yeah, I have to definitely thank Mark for bringing that to life and pushing me through. And yeah, I feel like it's been a little mind battle to be like, holy shit, I haven't released in like 3 years. What are people gonna think? It's like, I don't know. I feel like if you just keep working so much that you mentally don't even have time to give people what you think. So it's kind of the vibe I've been on. So, but yeah, it's been
Yeah,
cool.
and then we'll run it back and hopefully we'll release the version that's stripped and it can kind of show the two contrasts between the song.
Hopefully, we are doing it. It's coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's the same song, but I think
It's
they're both,
completely different, but it's completely the same song. But I think it's a song to listen to. Like, it's just a gorgeous track. You definitely can sit with this one. It's like the strip version. You can sit back, relax by the fire, drink some wine, have it be background music, have it be forward music. Um,
yeah, but I think
it's easy and clean.
yeah, and this is the one that's like so organic, super raw. I mean, like the vocals are so raw, not a whole lot of processing on them.
Yeah,
And it's all from the day that it all happened. So it's kind of like the little seed we planted before it bloomed, which is exciting. And yeah, I think people can relate to both. It'll be interesting to see how people relate to both.
Yeah, I think yeah, I'm super stoked. It's crazy to think that when I went back into the project after it was all done, I looked and I was like, holy shit, there's no chords on here. Like there's really just drums and your vocal and this bass line. So it was just so funny to see like you really don't and I'm only doing because I mean some people be like, no, you need like hi-hats here, or you need something going crazy here, and I was like, I really like it like this. This is how I want it. I want it to be vocal forward, bass driven, and like clean and not much going on. And then I think with having that vocal stack and adding a little more reverb at the end, it like brings in this like, I don't know, glues it all together like a big halo. And then yeah, I don't know. I just think it was like these vocal stacks are acting as a pad, and I think that to me, I was like, this is cool. I think this is really cool, and this is different. And
I think it's cool we landed on something that was we liked enough to record it in as many notes and octaves as we could. We
yeah,
probably took like 20 takes of just get out of my way and
oh,
sad, sad,
it's
sad.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stacks, over 60 stacks, just with everything. But now, I mean, I chopped that back down to, I think there's 12 stacks of each section. The 12 of those, 12 of those. So it's, but that's
Yeah.
a panning left right. I was like, I don't know, panning left right. I was just like having fun. It sounded good. The more I tried to tweak it at the end, the worse it was sounding. So I was just like, I'm gonna leave it pretty like how I just kind of first recorded it, and I like it like that. And then
And
and yeah,
definitely,
there's the finished product.
yeah, it's been great.
But yeah, I wanted to explain that to everyone. I'm hoping this recorded correctly because it is my first time, honestly. But Lexi, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome.
It's
I'm
the
honored.
first of many. We're bringing all special people to the podcast. We're trying to bring in creatives who do something special and bring joy to people's lives. So I'm stoked.
Love it, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
I will see you guys later, and thanks for chatting.
Bye.